Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well today. I'm going to do a collective reading and we're going to see what you guys need to know at this time. Keep in mind it's general. It could be past, present, or future. You will know best how this resonates for you, okay? Now, I'm still trying to figure out why the energy feels so suspended. If you watched the last reading that I did, I was talking about in the beginning how something just kind of feels a bit up in the air right now, like something is just like suspended in time. It's like there's something that's gonna happen soon and the energy can't move until it does. So I didn't really figure out in that last reading what that energy was about, but maybe in this one we will see. Okay, so let's see here. What is the message for you guys, for the collective? All right, we have the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so similar to the last reading, we do have 4-4 here, so you could be seeing 4-4 a lot. This has something to do with you thinking, you contemplating, you taking your time to think and process through something, okay? Before taking a risk, before jumping into a new beginning. And see, so in the last reading, it was kind of talking about how some people don't think before they act, or some people don't think before they speak. And with this energy, it's like you do that. You do think before you act. You do think before you speak. And you're not just gonna jump into something without thinking about it first, okay? This has something to do with releasing a sense of security, letting go of a sense of stability, okay? Releasing things, letting go of things, okay? So let's see what this is about. Why is the Four of Swords here? The Page of Wands, the Sun, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, so there's some sort of truth that's coming out, or there's something being illuminated here about thinking before you speak, thinking before you act. I mean, the Page of Wands is a messenger. It's somebody that communicates something, right? Or, you know, I mean, I always see the Page of Wands as a message or a messenger. Thinking before you speak. The truth is out, or something is being seen clearly, or we'll see what this is. The Seven of Pentacles. Something about what you've been invested into for a long time, what you work towards, what you invest into. It could also be that you just, you're not very vocal about the things that you invest in, okay? It's like you keep things to yourself. You think a lot about, you know, what you're investing into, what you're spending your time doing, or where you're spending your time and why you're spending your time there. It's like you do reflect a lot, but you also don't maybe talk about what you're invested into or why you're invested into that or what you're doing, right? It's like you just kind of, because the Seven of Pentacles, you don't see any results. It's you working for a long time and putting effort into something for a long time without seeing any results. So you might be someone that you just don't really speak about things, or you keep things to yourself while you're kind of like working along, right? All right, so what's the Fool? The King of Swords. The Three of Pentacles. And the Four of Swords. This has to do with a King of Swords and somebody collaborating together with others, but also, again, not speaking, like thinking about something, thinking something through. This is so interesting. Okay, what's the Four of Pentacles reverse? Or maybe this Four of Swords is the energy of the suspension. Like something is just not, something is just at rest. Like it just feels like like frozen in time for a second, right? It's like something is just like the Four of Swords is just like at rest. Like something is just not moving. So maybe that's the energy, right? Four of Pentacles reverse. The Two of Swords and the Hanged Man. Yes, something is in suspense right now. And I can feel it. I've been feeling it all morning, all day. It's like this suspense, like something is just like, the energy just feels like it's hovering in one spot. Like it doesn't feel active. It feels like it's just like vibrating in one spot. It's very hard to describe. Maybe some of you guys have felt the same way. Like after, like, and not yesterday. So I don't want to say like after the eclipse, because yesterday didn't feel this way. Today feels this way. All morning it's just been feeling like this weird, like vibrating in one spot. It's like, why does everything feel so, I don't know. The 10 of Wands. This could even be you like being in two minds about making a decision, okay? So you could be someone that you don't make a decision when you're not sure, okay? When you're not sure about something, you don't do anything. You just kind of sit. You're just stagnant. You're sitting in the tree here like this hanged man, and you're just looking at things from all different perspectives, and you're not going to cut yourself loose until you're sure. Okay, because you could know that once you cut yourself loose from this tree, you're going to be losing a lot of stability. You're going to be losing a sense of security. You're going to you have to let a lot of things go. Okay, a lot of things that you've been holding on to or that have been making you feel a sense of security in your life. Like, you know that once you cut yourself off this tree, you're going to lose a lot. So right now you might just be kind of waiting for the right time to make a decision. But even more than that, I feel like you're just someone that when you're not sure about something, you don't move. You don't do something. If you make a decision, you want to be sure, 100%. Okay. So again, it's like that contradiction. Like, you think before you act, while people around you are acting and speaking without thinking about it first, right? And so people might not understand like the actions that you take, or people might not understand what you're doing or why you're moving a certain way or why you're acting a certain way. It's because you're in this sense of like, I don't really know right now what's best. I don't really know what decision I want to make. So I'm not going to make an impulsive decision. I'm going to wait and see. And when I'm ready to cut myself loose, I'm going to cut myself loose, but I'm also going to know it's like that you must have that faith or that trust that when the time has come, you will know. And some people act on things or they move on things before the time is like ripe for that, right? But you're not someone like that. You know that every decision has a consequence. Every decision comes with a cost. And for you, that could look like, you know that once you make a certain decision, it could cost you a lot of stability or security, okay? And this doesn't even have to be like, materially. This isn't like financial materialism. It could even just be a sense of stability within yourself. Like sometimes you have to mentally, emotionally prepare yourself for a sense of loss, okay? A sense of a change in your stability around your, just in your life in general. I mean, this could even look like, you losing a job or you walking away from a job. You're not going to want to walk away from a job until you have a new job, right? Because if you do that, who knows if you're going to have, like, not saying that you don't have a new job lined up. Like, I don't want to make it sound like this doesn't have anything to do with relationships, okay? I don't want to say like you need a new relationship lined up before you leave the last one. That is not what I mean whatsoever. Because for some reason that just came over me. I don't know. I want to clarify that. It's like just knowing that when you have when a big change comes into your life, like you leaving a job behind, you're going to lose a sense of security and stability, even though it's for the better, or even though that, like, in the future there might be something better coming. Like, this is not about, you replacing something with something else. This is about going through a loss and then realizing you're going to have to face that loss in which way it is, okay? I mean, this could even be about like moving, when you're living at your parents' house and you move out. It's like, you have to feel ready to do that. You have to feel ready to make certain decisions in your life, because you're gonna lose a sense of emotional security, emotional stability as well, right? So this is not like, I don't know why I feel like I need to clarify. This is not about like you're not replacing your sense of stability, security with something else. Like, it's not, whoever you are, whatever you're going through here, it's not about a vice. It's not like, oh, I need to make sure I have something else lined up so that I can continue in this energy of feeling like I'm safe and secure when I move on to the next thing. No, it's like, you know that some things can't just be replaced, okay? You can't just replace something with something else and then, oh, I can continue feeling safe and secure. It's like, you know that with every decision that you make, there's loss there, and you have to be prepared for that, okay? And there's not always going to be something lined up, but that's why you have to take time to make that choice, because sometimes 10 of Wands, it's going to be very hard. Like, something is going to be very hard, okay? So something here is a big decision. It's a big decision, and it will affect maybe multiple aspects of your life, okay? So it has to be well planned out. Something has to be thought through, right? Because I feel like whatever this decision is, it's like you're the kind of person that when you make a decision, it's a final decision, okay? There's like no hopping and going back. It's like, if I leave this job, then I'm not gonna call back after a month and say, hey, can I have my job back? No, it's like, I'm mentally preparing myself for leaving this, and I'm gonna lose friends, I'm gonna lose colleagues, I'm gonna lose, the whatever, the fun or the perks or the money or, whatever it is. It's like, you have to prepare yourself for these big decisions in life, knowing full well that you might, you're gonna be losing something here in the process. So yeah, so what's this Four of Swords? The Fool, yeah. Think before you act, really. Think before you act. That's all it is. Thinking about a new beginning, thinking about a new step, okay, where you're going, what you're going to do next. Thinking it through, right? The Moon, but you do this secretly. You do this with yourself. Like, you don't talk to everyone about, what you're doing or what you're planning, or it's like, this is a process for you. And it could also have a lot to do with you, like, facing your fears, right? It's like, it feels like while you're looking at things like this, the Two of Swords and the Hanged Man, it's like, you're starting to see things about yourself, maybe, okay? So you start to do some self-reflection. So the more you think about making a big choice in your life, the more maybe even fears come up attached to releasing this, whatever it is, okay? So you're looking at this and you're like, oh, okay, so this is kind of triggering something in me, okay? Maybe, this is something to look at, right? You're working through like subconscious things that are coming up for you, okay? It's like, why am I tied to this thing here, okay? Like, it could be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be a home. It could be a job. It could be anything, right? But you start to, like, subconsciously, things start to come up where you ask yourself, like, what is it that's stopping me from leaving? Or what is it that's keeping me here in the first place? Like, you just start to work through a lot of things, I guess. Because it's like, if you make a decision, you want to make sure that you're making the right one, right? Like, and especially someone like this, someone like you make your own decisions. You don't rely on other people. Like, you're not going to find an energy like this with people that ask other people for their opinion, okay? So you could be more of like a hermit kind of a person, where you make all of your decisions yourself, right? So you have to work through that internally, and you have to think about it and reflect on it because other people might, some people make their decisions based off of what other people tell them to do, or what other people would do, or, oh, I would do it this way, or I would do it that way, and then they might make impulsive decisions without thinking about if that's really what they want, or if that's really what's best for them. And then they end up, maybe regretting it afterwards, or getting themselves into a bad situation because they are not thinking through what they're doing. They're just relying maybe on what other people are telling them is the best advice. But you're not like that. You're someone, you really do this internally, mentally, where it might take longer to be sure, but it's like, you need to know. Okay. Queen of Swords again at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, mental. Even if you're not an air sign, okay, this is all about like your mind, how your mind works, your mental space, okay? The Seven of Cups, yeah, and when you're confused. So even if you're confused, or especially, I feel like especially if you're confused about what to do, you don't do anything at all. You just sit tight, okay? If I'm confused, talking out of your perspective here, if I'm confused, I'm not doing anything, right? You're gonna keep weighing your options back and forth. That you cannot make good decisions when you're confused. You just can't. So, so that's why the energy is just kind of like not moving, right? Because you might be confused about something, or you're not sure about something. So you're just not doing anything at all. You're like, okay, I'm just going to sit right here until I figure it out, right? Until I know for sure what I want to do. And usually the answer will come to you, okay? So maybe that's why you are this way, right? Because at some point you're probably going to realize that every time you weren't sure about something in your life, you got to the point where you knew. Or you got to the point where you're like, okay, now I know what I want, or now I know what to do, or now I know what decision to make. But it's like you have to allow that to come naturally to you, and it always does. It always does. You never have to force a decision, okay? It will always come to you when the time is right. So I feel like you're someone who just don't move. Yeah, Six of Cups. Yeah, it was like this. I didn't see it. But yeah, this could be something from the past, or these are things that maybe you've kind of learned this along the way, or this is just how you've always done it. I don't know. You might just stick in situations sometimes for a while because you're not sure about what to do, or how to do it, or how to, what the best move is. And I keep wanting to say an informed decision. Like you're just someone, you want to make a very informed decision when you make one. Okay. And I feel like part of it is that you're not going to make a decision until you've worked through your emotions as well. It's like you need to work through your feelings, work through your fears, work through what comes up subconsciously, and then you can kind of put that to rest so that whenever you make the decision, you've already gone through all of the process, and you're not gonna be sitting there afterwards regretting the decision, or thinking, did I do the right thing? Or, oh, now all these feelings are coming up and I'm like, shit, did I do the wrong thing? Should I maybe, it's like, because you already did all that before you made the decision, right? I think some of you will get this. You'll know if this is your energy, if this is you. The Five of Wands. Okay, so it's gonna have to do with fighting, arguments, conflict. The Chariot, fighting about moving forward, fighting about moving on, fighting about someone moving forward, or arguments about going forward. Okay, what's this? Codependent, obsessive, possessive in reverse. Yeah, you're not going to control someone else, or you're not going to control someone else's decisions. If they want to leave, they can leave. But it also could be, what it's also giving me is like, if there's someone around you that's like arguing with you, okay? Like, let's say you're in a situation and there's a lot of arguing, fighting, and conflict going on, and someone is like kind of pushing the decision on you, like to move forward in something, okay, or to make the decision quickly. You still don't do it. You still, in those situations, don't do it because it's like you're not sure. Like this is, something about like you're not sure. If you're not sure, you're not making a decision. Whatever the other person does, they can do whatever they want. They're in charge of their own life. But you're not going to be forced into a decision because someone else is like putting it on you, right? It's kind of what this is giving me. Where did that go? Something just flew somewhere. Okay, so we have twin flames. Union, duality, balance, Zen. So for you, it could be really important to just feel balanced, right? Like you want your life to feel balanced. And being, super up and down and roller coaster, that does not bring balance. That brings a lot of confusion and a lot of like uncertainty. Okay, so what's the Fool? The Three of Swords in reverse. So this has something to do with you healing from heartbreak, you overcoming betrayal, and you healing in some sort of way, okay? The Wheel of Fortune and the Two of, it flipped out in reverse. You guys saw that, so I'll take it in reverse. The Two of Wands in reverse. So this has something to do with you not making a choice or making the wrong choice. Okay, and this has something to do with your destiny or your fate. So you could be very in tune with the fact that your destiny. Oh, see, now I'm getting my message from the first reading I did today, which was what came through in the beginning of the message was like, everybody has fate, everybody has their destiny, but your destiny is a culmination of your free will choices. Right? So you will always have to make a choice. You will always come to the point in your life where you make a choice, and that choice defines your fate. It defines the rest of your life and your path. And now we have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is your fate, your destiny. Two of Wands in reverse, not making a choice or making the wrong choice. So it's kind of like that every choice you make affects the rest of your life, or every choice that you make can change your fate. So when you are not making a choice, it's because maybe you feel like it's not the right time yet to make a choice. Maybe you feel like it's not the right time to make a move, or you don't want to make a hasty decision that will affect your fate or your destiny. It's like you want to, you know that decisions and choices are expensive, and not like expensive like money. Like expensive as they can cost you a lot. Okay, they can cost you a lot. So if you don't really know right now where your fate is going to take you, or where your destiny is going to take you, or where you're supposed to be going, you're not going to be making a big decision until you feel like it's the right time to make that choice, until you feel like it's time. And only you will know when it's time. But people can't force you into making a choice or force you into making a decision when it doesn't feel like it's the right time yet, or you know that you need to take your time when it comes to making a big decision, because it will affect the rest of your life. Okay? Yeah. So tell me about the Two of Wands reverse. Time. I cannot make it up, man. Clock comes out. Needing time, taking time. You are just taking your time. It's not that you are not making a decision, or it's not that you have you have not made a choice. So it's something here about people might think, or someone here might think, that you have made a choice. You have not made a choice. You're taking your time. You know that you might need more time in time cycles. Okay, you just need some more time, or you're taking your time when it comes to making a certain choice that will shape the rest of your life. You also know that if you make the wrong choice, it will affect the rest of your life, clock, time. Okay? So, yeah. So why is the King of Swords here? Judgment. And death. So we have a King of Swords here, or someone that is thinking about ending something completely. Ending something. Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, what's this with death? Not enough in reverse. Somebody not frustrated in a relationship. Somebody not self-sabotaging. Someone not lacking confidence. Not jealous. Not insecure. Not self-sabotaging. Not jealous. Not insecure. What? Not today. Not dealing. Hurt. Avoiding a conversation. Called person. Not wanting to deal with someone, not wanting to talk to someone, not wanting to deal with the pain, or not dealing with someone because of the pain. Avoiding a conversation, not dealing with something. When it comes to making a choice, here because of being stabbed in the back, it has something to do with making a choice. So is somebody assuming here that you're avoiding a choice? Or this has to do with a choice that you made here, or the choice that someone made to stab you in the back, or a choice that you have to make because someone stabbed you in the back. Not wanting to deal with a choice, not wanting to deal with being stabbed in the back. But I feel like you are dealing with it. You are dealing with it, but what is this? A choice, making healthy choices, someone being stabbed in the back. This has to do with coming out of the cold. Not enough in reverse. Insecurity in reverse. Not feeling insecure. Knight of Cups. About an offer. Somebody being loving and kind towards someone. This has to do with a Queen of Swords. That's a hermit. Okay. So even if you're not an air sign, it's just you that's, you're very mental. You're someone that's just very mental. You're very logical. You're very analytical, okay? You want to make an informed decision based on your own self-reflection, based on finding the answers within. You look for the answers within. You process things logically and not emotionally, right? But someone here... Somebody thinks that you're being manipulative. Somebody thinks you're being manipulative. Why? The Tower. Because of heartbreak and pain? Because of you going back and forth, or because of somebody keeping you as an option, or because of you weighing your options, or something about feeling hurt, feeling betrayed, and you weighing your options, balancing something out because of pain. The Seven of Wands in reverse. Somebody feels like you're not standing up for yourself. Somebody feels like you're not standing up for yourself. What? Okay. What does that mean? The relationship is over, no second chances. So someone here feels like you're not standing up for yourself because you're not ending something immediately, or you're not making a quick decision to end this relationship or this collaboration or this, because someone feels like you're not making a choice, or you've made a different choice, or you've okay. Something about a choice that someone has perceived you to have made, right? Somebody thinks that you're avoiding your pain. Someone thinks that you're not dealing with your pain. Somebody might think that you're just avoiding the hurt, you're avoiding the betrayal, you're just not dealing with it, but that's not true at all. It's just not visible. Okay, why is this important? Why is this King of Swords here? Or with the Three of Pentacles, people working, Judgment, yeah. The Ten of Wands in reverse. This has to do with you, when you move forward with something, you don't want to take the baggage with you, okay? You don't want to take the whole bag of sticks with you, or something about moving forward. And if you were to move forward, then things would be easier. It's kind of like, okay, this is kind of giving me the Two of Swords. You're not clear, you're unsure. So it's like when you have a friend, or you have a confidant, or you have a family member, and someone is trying to give you advice. Okay, and they're like, well, if you just did this, then your life could be so much easier. If you just made this choice, then things would be easier for you, and things could get so much better for you, and you wouldn't have to deal with this baggage here. You wouldn't have to deal with this pain. You wouldn't have to deal with all of this if you just made this choice. And it's like, I don't know if someone thinks that you're ignoring their advice. I don't know if someone thinks you're ignoring their advice, and you're like, you just don't want to deal with the pain, or you're not looking at the pain, or you're just avoiding it, or you're like in denial about it, but you're not. It's more like you're hearing the advice, you also identify with what they're saying, but if you make a choice, you're gonna make that choice, and you're gonna make it when the time feels right to you, because you've processed the decision. You're just not someone that like jumps you just don't jump into something. So yeah, sometimes, people don't always understand why we do the things that we do, or why we act the way we act. And it's not always because we're just ignoring the problem. Like, it kind of feels like someone is trying to say, oh, you're ignoring the problem, or you're not even dealing with what happened. It's like you are, but some people have a lower processing rate, right? Like, for some people, it just takes longer to process whatever they're going through. So what's the Four of Pentacles reverse? The Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. This has to do with a betrayal. Yeah, an ultimate betrayal, or you feeling betrayed by someone. Two of Cups. feeling betrayed by a close relationship. A Queen of Cups. Okay, we have Pisces energy here and the Ace of Swords. What is this betrayal? Ten of Swords. A self-absorbed narcissist and a one-sided relationship. Okay, love bombing. So you could feel like you've been betrayed by a self-absorbed narcissist, or you've been betrayed by someone in a one-sided relationship, okay? Yeah, and something is not going to change. You might know that something is not going to change. Somebody won't change. Somebody can't transform. Somebody can't grow, or this person is just not going to change. It's just, they're going to stay the same. Yeah, okay, what's the Hangman? Multiple options. Decision. It says on this card, decision. And many options. Yeah, all you're doing is looking at your options. That's it. You're just looking at your options right now. It's like, I feel like you know full well that you've been betrayed. You know full well the kind of person you're dealing with. You know full well that somebody is not going to change. You know full well that this person betrayed you. You know this, okay? You're not ignoring it. You're not pushing it away. You're not pretending like it didn't happen. You're not forgiving it. You're just looking at your options right now and trying to figure out what you're going to do. Decision. Okay? And it just might take a little bit more time for you to do that, but that's fine. You don't have to feel pressured into doing something when you don't feel ready to do it. And it's not because of like, that could have a lot of reasons why. Okay. It also could be for someone here, like maybe you also want to kind of see how things play out. Like maybe somewhere you might know that maybe someone can't change, but like maybe there's a part of you that hopes that maybe it could. Right? That's sometimes why people stay too long in situations, is because they hope things that can change, right? So it's almost like maybe you feel like you need to get to a point in your life or in this situation where you know 100% things are not going to change. Things are going to stay this way, and that's when you'll feel ready to let go, okay? Heartbroken, yeah. Breakup. Separation, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. Yeah, you are grieving. It's like, and it's weird. It could even be, look, some people make quick decisions and walk out of a situation, and then when it's over, they grieve after. And some people start that process while they're kind of realizing what's happening, and they'll grieve the situation while they realize it's not changing. And then when they realize for 100% it's never going to change, then they've already gotten to the point where they've like processed that and they've reconciled with that idea, okay? And then they're ready to let go. You know, it's just like people are just different, right? And there's nothing wrong with being this way. People are just different. People just deal with problems differently, okay? Or with situations or with release differently, okay? That's kind of what this feels like. The World, yeah, closing out a cycle. It's just about how you are closing out this cycle, okay? And what you're doing, honestly, is you're just letting it close out organically. Like if it closes out, it closes out. If that means you have to leave and you have to go somewhere else, you know, then that's what happens organically. It's going to happen naturally. You're going to feel like it's time. Okay. But you don't have to feel pressured into doing that. You don't have to feel like, you know, you just, I feel like wherever you are, you just don't want to do something quickly and then sit there after making a quick decision and then wonder if you made the right decision or the wrong decision, and then you start doubting your decision, and then you start doubting what you did and if you should go back and, you know, do differently. It's like some, you know, this is just a natural process, I feel. 8 of Cups, yeah, walking away. Walking away. Figuring out what doesn't serve you anymore, and being able to, like, when you walk away, being able to realize that that is the best decision for you because you've already processed it. Okay, and you've already thought it through, and you've already come to the conclusion that this is the best decision. Okay, and then being able to walk away and really think like this is the right way forward. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with needing time to make a decision, really. Okay, sometimes it takes longer depending on how much the situation means to you. Okay, like big decisions in life should never just be made lightly, right? Yeah, when it comes to moving out, moving away, leaving a house, leaving a home, leaving a community, moving out, moving away, maybe. The 8 of Pentacles. The Empress in reverse. Or if something is worth working on, okay? The 2 of Pentacles, yeah, going back and forth. Going back and forth, okay? Weighing your options. 9 of Cups. Weighing your options of, you know, what is the right thing to do for me, okay? What is the right thing to do for me? What is going to make me happy? Taking care of yourself is first and foremost, okay? And I feel like whatever decision you're making right now, it is based off of what is best for me. How am I going to take care of myself, okay? You know, not selfishly, but in the sense of like you're not gonna betray yourself just to force something. It's like, this is just about, you know, you taking care of yourself and your own emotional well-being through something here. King of Cups. The 9 of Wands. And a message. And this has to do with a message, a letter, communication, information, a message, letter, a document. The Tower, the 6 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords. And somebody having a tower moment right now. Okay. King of Wands. Why is someone having a tower moment? Because of something changing. Somebody's having a tower moment because they thought that something would change, but it didn't, because you didn't make an impulsive decision. No, something didn't end. So why is somebody expecting you to do something quickly or fast or not thought out, or I don't know, something like that maybe. Concern. Somebody's concerned that something hasn't ended. Somebody is concerned that something hasn't ended. Because somebody's concerned about a change. In a soulmate connection, in a partnership, in a contract, an agreement. Somebody is having a tower moment right now. Somebody is having a shocking realization about why a contract or an agreement or a partnership hasn't ended yet. Why something hasn't changed yet. Okay. because of an engagement ring or because of a commitment. Because of a commitment, a partnership. So somebody here might think that, okay, stability, security. So somebody might think that you're not making a decision yet, or you haven't, or you've decided to stay somewhere because of your level of commitment, when actually you're like waiting to make a choice to see if this is even worth the commitment, or if you want to stay in this agreement, in this partnership, in this contract. And you're going through the process of like, contemplating if what it would look like what life would look like if you were to let this go. And then, where do you go after, and what do you do after? And, what do you lose in the process, right? So yeah, I would just say, just take your time, okay? Just take your time, work through this. And when you're ready to make a choice, you'll make the choice. But it doesn't have to be today or tomorrow or next week. It can be when you feel ready to make the choice, when you feel ready to, when you know that it's time to walk away. That's when you'll walk away, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, I hope this helps, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.